This girl is saying her mother was killed by somebody who's domestically abusive towards her. And not only does Lance have a domestic abuse charges from like me, that I don't even care. I let it go. I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I just don't want that guy to contact me. He was woohoo. And he was like, we have probable cause to believe he's an informant because we found, we didn't find paperwork, but we found evidence of him beating me up after there was no paperwork established from him. And we were like, what the fuck? So we had to figure that one out. But yeah, I won't even tell you what was going on when I met him. But let's see, where I was going. Oh yeah, but I'm like, dude, your own cousin that you are getting an attorney to fight the abuse cases and say he can abuse me.
Killed during a domestic.
Does the same thing you're accusing this Russell Peterson of doing, but yet you're trying to get this one guy say he's guilty of doing a crime. Like, it doesn't really make sense, you know what I mean? These people are fucking in their head. Bad. Fucked.
Hi, my name is Nikki, and I am the daughter of a murdered woman. My mother was shot and killed during a domestic violence altercation July 9th.
My mother met Russell Bennett Peterson.
There. This is the dress that they buried her in.
Ain't no sunshine.
Okay, on January 7th was my grandma's 93rd birthday, and that's when I heard that my aunt was killed. The day before, or that day, one of the two, in South Carolina. And apparently that's the same day Bosch, Kevin, and that Randy kid, they all died the same day too, which is really fucking crazy. But like I said, my aunt was killed that same day, and it gets even better. What I think is really funny is this girl is saying her mother was killed by somebody who's domestically abusive towards her. And not only does Lance have a domestic abuse charges from like me, that I don't even care. I let it go. I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I just don't want that guy to contact me. He was woohoo. And he was like, we have probable cause to believe he's an informant because we found, we didn't find paperwork, but we found evidence of him beating me up after there was no paperwork established from him. And we were like, what the fuck? So we had to figure that one out. But yeah, I won't even tell you what was going on when I met him. But let's see, where I was going. Oh yeah, but I'm like, dude, your own cousin that you are getting an attorney to fight the abuse cases and say he can abuse me. Does the same thing you're accusing this Russell Peterson of doing, but yet you're trying to get this one guy say he's guilty of doing a crime. Like, it doesn't really make sense, you know what I mean? These people are fucking in their head. Bad. Fucked. Okay, so this gets really weird. So I was dating a guy at the time, and me and him got in a little bit of a fight, and I took off for the night. The next day I was told that somebody to go watch the house because, I don't know, they said my boy didn't come back, and so they're like, go watch the house. So I go over there to watch the house, and when I get there, they kick everybody out, and they won't let me go, and I'm like, oh my god. So I guess they were holding me hostage. It was so embarrassing. It was so stupid. I kind of know the people. It was just lame. Like, they're trying to get people over there. I don't know why. This girl Brittany came up to the door. She knocked on the door and she wanted to be part of it, and I guess they said no, so she got stupid mad, and I guess she went and called the police, and the police came up, and yeah, there was 23 squad cars and a helicopter for me, I guess, apparently, and the police were yelling at me, like, asking, why'd you call us, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what are you talking about? I don't even have a phone to call you. They're like, you were at Jack in the Box. I'm like, no, I've been in here. And they're like, well, you said this and this, and they did it right in front of some P9 guys, so they were saying, like, I was doing that, and somebody had... I said, my cell phone's dead, where'd I call from? They said, oh, from Jack in the Box. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? I said, okay, tell me this. You're trying to say to me right now that I went down the street to Jack in the Box, made a phone call to you guys, hung up, went and ran all the way down the street, and then got here, like, over to the apartments, had to run all the way through the apartment building, had to, like, either wait for the elevator or go even further to get to the stairs. I had to run up, it was 2 or 3 flights of stairs, and then I'd jump in my apartment and go and lock myself in another room. And I did all that before 23 cop cars and helicopter can get here. I'm like, your police station's right down the street. That doesn't make sense. I'm all, wow. I'm like, you guys are really bad at it. Like, you guys are really bad at your job. Because if I could do all that and, like, not even be out of breath when you get here, what the fuck? You took way too long. And that's what pissed them off. That's why they threw charges on me. And I was like I said, what happened is that they were trying to make it sound like I called the cops because they had invited the P9 guys over, and this other guy who ended up getting caught by the feds. They were making it look like I'm the one who set up these P9 guys, and I'm the one who was setting up these other people to go into the feds. They were trying to throw shit on me. And I made Brittany, years later, tell the truth, because they were like, I went to my homies, I said, go tell her to tell the truth. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems. We're going to have to, like, take her to court or something and figure this out, because I'm tired of my name being tarnished. Well, it's still being tarnished. I don't know why. But like I said, we got her to make it, to be honest. Okay, so like I said, they did the right in front of these P9 guys, like, because they took me outside to do this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So they're like trying to give me a charge. I was like, dude, I'll just take the charge. Let's just get the hell out of here. This is stupid as. And so they go and they arrest me, and then like I'm the only one going to jail. I was like, okay. And so it's really funny. So later on, I guess that guy Solo, he makes some noise and they finally hear him. Okay, well the other guy, Russell Peterson, they got him because it was clear he was there. And then the Solo, so I guess from under the bed, from what I heard. And yeah, he had to get out. He wanted them to notice him, so they noticed him and they got him out. And then he like drew attention to the bed, and they went under the bed and they found knives and swords. We found this in the paper. I remember one time she invited me to go to Fullerton and hang out with her, and she like had sex with 2 guys during a party. Well, she fucked these 2 guys. The 2 guys had girlfriends. The girlfriends saw her at the house fucking the guys. They got pissed. They took the purse. Brittany called the cops, said, I'm going to work with you. And then all this crazy shit ended up happening where they end up with this story over here. So she works with the DA too. So look at how many people that work with like fucking the police and informants and that kind of stuff have been out to get me. Do you understand why I hate the fucking informant system and why I hate like I said, this? What happened was that they were trying to make it sound like I called the cops because they had invited the P9 guys over and this other guy who ended up getting caught by the feds. They're making it look like I'm the one who set up these P9 guys. So years later, what makes this even more classical is we find out that Marcel Irizarry, aka Solo, was a longtime Huntington Beach informant with the police. Well, obviously with the police. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, how the F did I get held hostage by an informant? That's weird. And what makes it even weirder is that Brittany's dad was a Gardenia, was with Gardenia Police Department, and he got fired from his job.